let's start Eagles because here's something a lot of people probably don't know. Free agency's coming soon. You know free agency's happening, but it's soon. We're 18 days away. So it's already been, frankly, a wild Eagles offseason. They already did two massive things. They made a commitment that they're going to run a different type of offense. That's number one. The other major thing they've done already this offseason is changed all sorts of coaches as a result. Patullo probably would have been out anyway, but he's out. Stoutland, out. New guys in.
And a philosophical change with that, too.
Yeah, that was point number one, James. I guess you weren't listening. So, look, big changes already. Now, they've got a lot of decisions to make. And again, free agency is March 9th. I'm defining that as the Monday, which is the legal tampering period, now just 18 days away. So today at 215-592-9494, I ask you, with everything that remains, March free agency, the draft in April, and everything else, what do you want the Eagles' strategy to be? You got big topics. What do you want them to do? Whether it's player acquisition or removal, AJ, Jalen, relationship, whatever. 215-592-9494. John, the strategy, what do you think it should be?
Not easy. I can start with the concrete, the things that I can see, and I know I want Nakobe back. I know I don't care that I have two other inside linebackers who are very capable, but I think Nakobe Dean matters to this team. Nakobe Dean sets the attitude for the defense, and I love that. And it's time to pay a linebacker. I think he deserves that. I think that this group, this defense, they look to him as their leader, and they have for like the last 6 years. Think about that. This is unparalleled. This is something we haven't seen happen before because Howie did it different than everyone in history. He actually brought the defense. He brought an intact defense, parts of an intact defense, and said, lead the way, Nakobe Dean, and he has. And now he's a free agent. I know it's going to cost, and I know that we don't pay linebackers. This is a different scenario. This man needs to be an Eagle for this defense to stay the way it is. And I feel like the defense needs to stay the way it is because we have no idea what the offense is going to look like. So I want Nakobe back. We need edge. We need edge rushers. That's another issue, though. The defense, holy cow. Did we hit on edge rushers in the last 5 years? Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt.
Yeah.
I think Jalix Hunt is really good.
Yeah.
All right.
I think he's really, really good.
We're told
Numbers-wise, he was outstanding this year.
I still need to see it.
Yeah, I think you guys underrate him big time. Kind of like
I just want to
Jordan
see
Davis
it.
before.
I just want to see a guy who changes a game. I want to see a guy who turns an offense on its head and they have to scheme for. And I don't think we have that in these guys yet. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but I'm worried about that. Jalen Phillips really added a boost. Jalen Phillips is about to get paid, and I don't think it can be by us. Think about the fact that this guy, he's 27 years old. He's hitting this at the perfect time. He's 27. He's an edge guy who's 6'5", 265 pounds. Everyone wants that, and he was productive last year. He really gave us a boost. So I think $100 million, he's probably going to make a four-year deal worth $25 million a year. We can't pay that. I don't think he's worth that. I love the guy, what he gave us last year. I don't think you can pay Jalen Phillips. The price tag is just too exorbitant. On the offensive, AJ needs to come back. Go fix it, CEO, head coach. Seriously. AJ and Jalen are supposedly on good terms. CEO, head coach, it's your job to continue to smooth this over and facilitate. That goes without saying. I think the biggest thing for this team to do this offseason is how do you settle Chris Cooper into I don't know, starting a career as the next legend in Philadelphia coaching. Like I don't. That's too big a bite. You've got to give Chris Cooper exactly what he needs, which is good players. And I don't even know that we have that enough anymore. The good players this year, you're going to have to go draft an offensive tackle, and you're going to have to go draft an offensive guard. You don't know when Lane's done. You don't know if Landon's done. I don't think he's done. I do think he can be back. He's 27, but you got to draft like these two players aren't going to be here next year. You got to draft like these two players you're drafting in a pinch get in there this year. So Chris Cooper, it is his job to facilitate that. 2 new members on the offensive line. And Chris Cooper, he has to establish himself. How does he become that next legend? Well, you start small. You start small with those relationships with the guys who are here. You get to know them. I'm telling you, Juan Castillo, I saw it every single day. He's eating next to the guys, speaking about slide protections the whole time. Chris Cooper needs to get in there, and he needs to be the best friend of every big, nasty-looking guy in that building, because that's what these offensive line coaches become.
Well, it's also what they've been used to. He's walking into a tough spot, man. You're replacing Jeff Stoutland. That's tough, man.
Huge shoes. So give him whatever he needs to feel comfortable, but he's got a ton of work to do, and you, the CEO head coach, and you, the front office, you have to facilitate that. Replacing a legend is not easy, and it's going to take long time.
We'll ask you, and John had a lot in there, and it's a lot of good stuff. And look, I mean, let's be real. We could give 100 different answers on different topics of what you want to see the Eagles' offseason be the rest of the way. AJ may be the most important decision they have to make, and it's complicated by salary and personality and relationships and all of that, and compensation back and all of that. Let me drill down with you at 215-592-9494. Your thoughts on what you want them to do. But let me give you my thoughts here. And I got 5 things written down. And I could give you 50 more, but I'm going to give you 5 big ones for me this offseason, what I want to see them do the rest of the way. Number 1, and it is number 1. You sit down with Jalen Hurts, and you say, Jalen, this is what we need from you. It's number 1. I had a boss a number of years ago told me, he said, look, I'm fair, but I'm firm. But he's like, let me be clear with you. I will be clear with you. And then circumstances will dictate how things go thereafter, but it's not going to be because of confusion from me. I will be clear with you. And I respected that. So if I am Sirianni, and by the way, this involves Howie as well, and of course it involves the new coordinator, there's got to be a clear message to Jalen. Jalen, this is what we need from you. And there's really 2 or 3 main things that goes within that. Jalen, we're going to make a real strong attempt to run this new offense, and we need you to embrace it. We'll change on the fly if it's not working, and we need to, but that's not going to be week 2. Like, we're going for this. We're going to find out. So I need you to embrace it. And by the way, you got to run more. You don't have to run recklessly, but you got to run more. So, like, I would just say to Jalen, here's what I need from you. I'm the employer. You're the employee. This is what I need from you. Let's go make it work. That's number 1. It's fair to the employee. Set the expectations. Make sure there's no confusion. So if you do move off Jalen after 2026, and I don't want them to because I want it to work, but at least you can say at the end of 26, if it didn't work, hey, I was fair. I'm firm, but I was fair. That's number 1. Number 2, I'm paying Jalen Carter. So I know there's a lot of people who think, let's wait. And I get that thought process. You don't trust him. But here's the thing. I think he's the Eagles' best defender since Brian Dawkins. I think he's one of the 3 or 4 best Eagles defenders I've seen in my lifetime. And I'm taking the risk. I'm going in. I get to sign him 2 years before he's a free agent, which should lead to less money in the long term. I'm taking the risk. I'm signing Jalen Carter. Big money. Number 3. I got to move on from some players I don't really want to, but I got to. And at the top of my list is Goddard. I saw, and I love him, respect him, appreciate him. I saw real diminishment in the blocking this year from Goddard. Real diminishment. I know he caught the touchdowns. I get it. But I need, especially with the Jalen offense, I need a really good blocking tight end. And he was for a number of years. He was not in 25. I'm moving on. Number 4. Nakobe is a very complicated and interesting one. And it's interesting. It was John's first thought when answering the question, what do you want the strategy to be? And, of course, with everything we're both saying here, 215-592-9494 for you to react. Here's my strategy on Nakobe Dean if I'm Howie Roseman. Vic, you make the decision. Now, I'm not trying to cop out and not give you an answer. Here's my answer. Vic Fangio has earned, it's not so much the right, it's that he's the most informed to make the decision. Vic, if I'm Howie, I'm saying this to Vic Fangio. I kind of want to move on because I got someone else there I just drafted who looks pretty good, but I'm going to respect the fact that Nakobe's been outstanding and you've been outstanding with him. I need to know from you, Vic Fangio, can we roll with Jahad Campbell for a number of years in that spot, or do I need to keep Nakobe? And by the way, if I'm keeping Nakobe, you got to tell me what I'm doing with Jahad Campbell. He can't sit the bench. So he's either got to be an edge rusher or I got to trade him. I'm not having a first-round pick just sit the bench for the next 3 years. So Vic Fangio,
or you can run base defense and have 3 linebackers on the field. The problem is that costs you Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, that's why it's not an option.
That's why this is tricky. Cooper DeJean or a linebacker. Yeah. We have a unique situation here where we feel comfortable putting Cooper DeJean in every single play.
Yeah. So, like, my strategy there is, Vic, you make the call. Final thing, I'm not trading Tanner McKay. I'm just not. I want to have options. That's where I stand. Talk to us. 215-592-9494. They've already decided to go with a new scheme on offense, and all sorts of coaches are out and in. New guys in, old guys out. Okay, that 2 things done. There's so much still to go. At 215-592-9494, tell us what you want the Eagles' strategy to be. Talk to us. We'll get to the Phils and more. Joel's injury. What is going on? Joe DeCamara and John Ritchie, off and rolling. Eagles off-season, free agency in less than 3 weeks. What do you want? Talk to us, Joe DeCamara and John Ritchie. It's 94 WIP.